Hey everyone, I'm Tides, and I am here with our first ever JSkies public service announcement, a PSA, if you will. So these public service announcements, these PSAs, are a means for me to get a hold of you guys, just keep you guys up to date, or give you guys any news or anything else I'd like to reach out to you with. I will do so through here, at least for now. I'm thinking this is a lot better than the old typing blog style I've been doing. I wanted to go ahead with a new method, so I'll try this out. These PSAs. Alright, so this is our first one, and the Emerald Nightmare is upon us. Aren't you guys excited? I am super stoked, but to be honest, I am not geared yet. My character, my main, Tides Royale, is eye level 831, I believe. 830 or 831, last I checked. And the minimum, the bare minimum item level requirement is 840. And that is the bare minimum. It's recommended. Like the highest eye level you could be, that's possible, is like around 850, 850. Maybe a bit above that, but just the very bare minimum is 840. That's what's recommended by many guides out there to actually do this this raid with very little difficulty. So yeah, just keep in mind, try your best to hit 840. Myself, I'm still working on it. No pressure. This weekend, I do plan for us to do something with the raid. Not an actual raid. I really would like us to have at least a sneak peek. So let's set a guild date for that. So we'll set it for Friday the 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is server time for our server of Proudmoore. So again, Friday 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Let's go in for a sneak peek. And I highly recommend you at least go over the boss intel for the first 3 or 4 bosses. So first for sure is Nythendra, the dragon boss. And then we've got Elarith Renfiral, followed by Il'gynoth. So at least shoot for the boss intel for the first 3 bosses. There's many sources you could look that up on. And I do plan to put the guides that I prefer watching on YouTube, and then the text-based guides. I do plan to put them on our blog eventually, but for now, just go out and do your own thing. Go out and scout boss intel on your own. I know a lot of people like Fat Boss. Myself, I prefer other YouTubers over Fat Boss. Fat Boss is good, but they're just not my preferred go-to source. So yeah, you name it. Video guides, text-based guides, look them all up. For, again, at least the first 3 bosses, we've got Nythendra and Elarith Renfiral, Il'gynoth. Those 3 bosses, please. So look them up and try your best to aim for 840 eye level. Myself, I'm still working on it. I'm at 830. Alright, so that is the Emerald Nightmare. By the way, let me just briefly show you the text-based guide I do enjoy reading is that from Icy Veins. So you can see here the Emerald Nightmare raid guides for World of Warcraft, and I like to start on the overview page because they show you just a general recommendation for progression, for raid progression. As you can see here, we've got Nythendra, we've got Elarith Renfiral, and we've got Il'gynoth. So aim for at least those 3 for our raid this Friday, this coming Friday. And again, it's just a sneak peek. I know not all of us will be super geared yet, so let's at least have a go for a sneak peek. For the next weekend, the following weekend, I would like us to have a more serious attempt. Alright, so that is the Emerald Nightmare out of the way. Next on my list, I'm reading off my notes here on my little Apple Pad. Next up, we've got, oh yes, okay, Askmrrobot. So many of you guys may already be familiar with Askmrrobot.com. It's an excellent website. I've been using it for, I don't know, almost 4 years? Around 4 years, I want to say. And they are very, very great for, you can check out your character's equipment, their gear, and then they'll recommend the enchants for your character. One thing I really like is something that is not free. So of course they've got the free, just basic version of their website. You know, you just go to the website and you can look up your character, and then you can check out which enchants to get. And not only do they show you the best optimized enchants and gems for your class and spec, they will tell you, like, they'll give you, like, all these stats that you can see here, a character sheet, and they'll also give you a materials list, a mats list for the enchants and gems that you would need for what they are recommending to you through optimization. Now that is just for the optimization. Now the paid content, or the paid service rather, that Askmrrobot offers, they'll give you something called a gear explorer, I believe. This is something I used back in Warlords of Draenor. We did have a guild membership, but I had stopped it when a lot of our guildies went on hiatus, myself included. But now, just today, I reactivated it for our guild. And because there are limited spots, I won't just give these out to anyone. And what are these? What is these that I'm talking about? So in order to access the paid services on Askmrrobot, you would need a code. There's a code that you would have to put in. You'd have to go into the website, make an account of your own. Of course, all accounts are free, so you make your own free account, and then you go to the guild membership area of their website, and then I think it would be here. And then you would type in the code that you would receive from myself or the officers, and then you are able to access the paid service of Askmrrobot.com. And what is that paid service? What it is it tells you what it'll look up all your armor in your your bags and your bank. It'll look them all through, and then it'll tell you which is the best gear for your main spec as well as your off specs. So this it's an amazing service, and of course they're not going to offer that in the free version of their website. So through this guild membership, you will be allowed to access the paid service. But here's the catch. I won't just be giving this code out to everyone. I'm sorry to say. I am paying for this, and I do have limited slots available. So to make it fair, I will only be giving this code out to people who are the most active in guild. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean like whoever's the most geared. I don't mean only whoever's always with us when we're doing dungeon heroics or other guild activities. I don't mean by that. You can contribute to our guild in many ways. But what I'm really looking out for is people who are very social. Whether that be in Ventrilo, in the guild Ventrilo chat, or in guild chat. People who help the other guildies through emissary quests, the world quests. People who are often running dungeons with the guild. So, of course, I will prioritize people who are contributing to the guild in those ways. There are other ways as well, such as contributing mats, materials, that go towards flasks and potions and enchants and guild feed. So that's another way. But I don't just mean, Tides is giving out the paid access codes for the guild membership on Askmrrobot, so I should just give stuff right now. What I mean is, like, you don't have to give much, but I would like to see you giving regularly, contributing regularly to the guild, whether that be through gold. It doesn't even have to be much gold, but at least if you're giving regularly to the guild, like gold or mats for pots and flasks, mats for inscriptions, especially the inscription recipe that'll allow us to use a tome of tranquil mind in which we can reset our talents as long as we're out of combat. Those are very awesome too. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can contribute to the guild. So like I said, let me just run through them briefly. There's dungeons with the guild, world quests, emissary quests with guildies, being social in Ventrilo or guild chat, contributing either gold or mats for raid items, recipes on a regular basis. Again, it doesn't have to be much, but I'd like to see it be regular. So yeah, I'm going to be asking my officers to keep an eye out, because of course I'm not always on due to the huge time difference, the time zone I'm living in. So I will be asking my officers as well. So again, whoever is very, very highly active in guild, I will be rewarding you for your effort, for your guild effort, by giving you a code that will allow you to access our guild membership on Askmrrobot. Alright, so that is my spiel for Askmrrobot, and the last item on my Sky PSA agenda is that of hidden artifact effects and skins. So this is something I just found out 2 nights ago. So I was in my order hall. I am a protection paladin, and there was a paladin as I was running up to my artifact weapon shrine or altar table, and there was a paladin right before me, and he stood with the most amazing shield and mace, and I was like, wait a minute, I have not seen this artifact skin yet for my Truth Guard and Oathkeeper, which is the artifact weapon and shield for well, artifact shield and weapon for protection paladins. Let me show you what it looks like. It looks like this. So I saw a paladin with these two things. Well, not that. It was the purple shield and the purple mace. And I was amazed. I was like, how did he get that? I don't even see that in my artifact table, that skin. It turns out this is a hidden skin. I'll tell you more about the artifact effects later, but which you may already know about as well. But this is a skin. And so there are many ways to obtain an artifact skin, and they're just different for all classes. Some classes are kind of the same, such as doing the withering army training scenario in Suramar, getting to the very, very final level of that scenario, the very bottom level, I believe. I just briefly glanced over the guide on Wowhead, which I highly recommend. That's the way protection paladins obtain their hidden artifact skin. So looks like I'm gonna have to do that. I completely suck at that. I've only done it once, and I was like, okay, I'm not cut out for this. But looks like I'm going to have to do that if I want to get my hands on this beautiful, amazing, stunning shield and mace. I mean, recently in the back of my head, I've been always wanting to race change back to a Draenei paladin. But now this even more makes me want to race change to a Draenei paladin, a male paladin. Just because of this, it's perfect. Look at that. I've already got the artifact. No, sorry. I've already got the transmog plate armor set from being exalted with the Shatari Defensive, I believe they're called, that faction back in Warlords of Draenor. And this would just complete my look. Amazing. I really want it. I really want it. Because look at that crystal mace that just screams Naru. So yeah, that is, I don't know why it's highlighted like that. Close. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I really want to get these, you guys. So yeah, that explains the hidden appearance. So like I said, for protection paladins, and I know a few other classes, the only way you can obtain this is by getting to the very bottom level in the withering army training scenario. There's completely different and novel ways for your different class and spec to obtain it. So for example, let me go to priests. Let's see, priest. I'm on Wowhead's guide. For the priest holy, let's see. Oh, for priest discipline, they've got a really cool one. It's basically like a mission to get their hidden appearance, which is the Tomekeeper's Spire. Wait, is that the one I'm trying to show you guys? Yes, yes, this is the one. It looks like this. Tomekeeper's Spire. It makes sense because it's a tome. It's beautiful. Look at that. It looks so archaic. So for Disciplined Priests to get a hold of theirs, they would have to collect 12 tomes. It says here, you must collect 12 tomes from around the world and combine them to obtain the Annals of Light and Shadow. That is so much more epic. Why couldn't Protection Paladins get something like this? This is basically an adventure. You're going around the world over, collecting 12 tomes to combine into the Annals of Light and Shadow. That's just amazing. So that's just an example. Now onto the hidden artifact effect. So in the game, I don't know if the few guildies I've told about this remember, but I remember telling you guys, hey, you guys, so when I'm just randomly in the world or in Dalaran, just spontaneously, my artifact weapon will start to glow. It'll start to emanate these golden rings of light, these halos. And as, what's the deal? What is it? And when I press also an extra button, an extra action, or an extra ability button appears on my screen. And when I press it, it reveals a demon. It uses my artifact weapon and shield to reveal a demon that's snooping around in disguise. So that was very cool. So I originally thought that everyone's artifact did that, but no, that's not the case. That's just for Protection Paladins. Now, let me go over some different ones. Like, I know I was hearing from Artrex in Guild. Sorry if I butchered your name. Artrex, the Shadow Priest in our guild, he told me that his artifact weapon, because he is a Shadow Spec Priest currently, it whispers to him. So I didn't know that that was his version of his hidden artifact effect. So that was a cool one. I believe also the Fire Mages or the Frost Mages weapons whispers to them as well. So that's pretty cool. Like, let's see, Death Knight, Blood Spec, let's see, Hidden Effect. The Maw of the Damned has feasted on the soul of a non-elite humanoid or demon creature, providing a 1% damage increase, stacks up to 10 for a 10% increase. That's amazing. See, now, what I've noticed is these hidden artifact effects, not only are some of them just purely cosmetic, like the whispered hushed voices in your mind. There's also some actual combat ones, like this one, where you get up to 10% increase in damage. That's actually kind of not fair. So let's see, like the Frost DK, their hidden effect, you can see the Memory of Arthas as a special rare spawn throughout the Broken Isles. If you click him, he has a special dialogue and then grants some artifact power to your blades. That's another one. I noticed a couple of the other class spec combinations, their hidden effect will give you artifact power in exchange for, well, if you just interact with it during the hidden effect proc. So that's amazing. So some of them give you artifact power, some of them just whisper naughty secrets to you, some of them summon memories, some of them give you artifact power, and some of them, like mine, expose the hidden demons in your midst. So that is it. That is just a little bit about the hidden artifact effect and hidden artifact skins. I highly suggest to you, if this is your first time hearing about this, go to Wowhead, look up hidden effect, hidden artifact skins. They're amazing. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain you guys are going to enjoy the one, reading all the available ones, especially the ones for your current class and spec combo. So alright, you guys, gonna go ahead and wrap up this PSA. So first off, remember, I'm hoping to bring us into the Emerald Nightmare this weekend, this Friday, 7:30 server time, 7:30 p.m. server time. We're just going to get a sneak peek of the first boss, but do look up the 3 bosses I mentioned. So that's Nithendra, Elarith Renfuril, and Il'gynoth. So at least look those 3 up. We're not going to do a serious raid, more like a sneak peek, because I know several of us have started late this expansion. Well, not this expansion, but like either hit level 110 late, or a bit later than most who hit like level 110 on their second day. I don't know how you could do that. Um, so yeah, we're just going in for a sneak peek this Friday, and then the following weekend we will go in for a more serious attempt of the Emerald Nightmare. So try your best to hit at least 840 item level. Do your best to do that. And by the way, one thing I did come across, it's not like the old expansion where if you put in higher item level gear in your bags, just so you could cheat your way into dungeon heroics. That's no longer the case. It's no longer the case because I know when I got an upgrade, I noticed when I got an upgrade piece of armor, it was in my bag and my item level did not raise. Only when I equipped it did I see that my item level rose by a couple points. So that leads me to believe that it's no longer the case that you can have high item level gear in your bags even though they're not for your spec or class, and you're hoping it'll knock your item level up a bit. That's not the case anymore. I really don't think so. So just keep that in mind. And so yeah, sneak peek at the Emerald Nightmare and guild membership for Askmrrobot. And again, we are going to be giving out that access code only to those who are highly active in guild, contributing to the guild in any way they can. All right, and hidden artifact skins and effects. Go to Wowhead and read up on yours for your class spec combo. All right, everyone. This is Tides. I do hope to see you guys, catch you guys in game. Most likely you'll be seeing me online if you're up super early in the morning or you're up super late at night. Because I am currently living in South Korea teaching English. I've been here 2 years. So most of the time you'll either see me is over the weekends, especially during raid nights. Alright, you guys, this is Tides signing off, and I will be seeing you guys in game. Take it easy.